GSE 289250 consists of 9 samples of triplicate from 3 groups. You can switch between viewing the individual samples and the group averages by selecting datasets. Sample groups are elements that belong to the selected dataset. If you select a measurement list, the graph displays only genes that are members of that list. The number of genes appears in the Annotations tab of the lower panel. You may see lists of analysis results, often differentially expressed genes, DEGs, or combined gene lists of the DEGs. The most frequent operation is dragging in the graph area to select genes. If you drag another area, you select other genes from 0. But if you do it while pressing the Shift key, you add genes to the selection. If you drag another area while pressing the Control key, you invert the selection status. It can both add and remove selection at once. As you move the slider at the bottom of the line graph, the color of the lines changes. If you visualize processed signals in the graph, the color indicates the status of up or down regulation at the selected sample group. When selecting up-regulated genes in the MC309 group, you may miss some genes due to the scale of the vertical axis. Double-clicking the vertical axis opens the Detail Settings panel. If you give Max or Min, it automatically adjusts the scale to show all genes. Notice that the scale changes according to the selected measurement list. Now you can select all up-regulated genes by a simple drag action. If you give specific numbers, you fix the scale regardless of the selected measurement list. You can save the selected genes as a new measurement list. You can narrow genes by repeatedly dragging in the graph and saving a list to extract genes with an interesting pattern. Moreover, you can switch to drawing CH1 raw signal, gene counts, in the line graph. Some genes are highly expressed. On the other hand, some are scarcely expressed. Now you extract genes that are upregulated by MC309, but are scarcely expressed when pional is added. You can search for genes likely related to inflammation from the extracted genes. And then you look more closely at the genes you searched for, one by one. You can de-emphasize by clicking it again. Back to displaying the processed signals. If you select the All Measurement list and search by the keyword again, you can collect all the likely inflammation-related genes. Save a new measurement list for the keyword search. You can reproduce the former result with the Venn diagram tool. The Venn diagram tool is helpful for identifying candidate genes by combining with the existing results. Lastly, double-click on the color gradient bar. You can modify the color assignment based on the level of differential expression. If you give numbers of small absolute value, the graph looks vivid. The color assignment can alter the impression of the graph.